I try to reach out to RFK when he was appointed by Donald Trump, and I think he's doing a great job. I never heard back from them because the thing is, I could help them with the alternative medicine world. They have nobody helping them with alternative medicine in the Maha movement that I know of, of any prominence. I'm talking about the nutrition, the herbal medicine, homeopathy. They need somebody who knows these modalities to guide the government to not crush these alternative. This is what I'm afraid of. Remember, under the Democrats, people don't know this. In the 1950s, vitamins were illegal, Alex. They were illegal. People were arrested for selling herbs in a pharmacy store, and they were terrified of the FDA. This was under the Democrats, and there was a period in time, I think, when Bill Clinton was president or Obama, they tried to, again, make supplements illegal in this country. Who was doing it? Not the Republicans, not the evil conservatives, but the progressives, the left, were trying to ban vitamins. Would you believe that? Well, you know it.
Dr. Savage, it is great to see you. You're looking great as usual, my friend.
Well, what a buildup. As they say, it's a tough act to follow, man. I don't know who that guy is you're talking about, but I like him.
I do too. Oh, it's not true. You know you're awesome.
You know, Alex, how the ego works. Sometimes we think we're great. Sometimes we don't. That's how God set up our brain. Because if we think we're great all the time, we wind up in real trouble.
No, I'm the same way. I'm down on myself a lot too. But look, people that are excellent, like Elon Musk or Donald Trump or Michael Savage, we need to celebrate those people, and you deserve it. You've been through hell, buddy. You've been censored, attacked, everything, and we love you. And it's true. We would not be here. Trump would not have gotten elected. I would not be as informed as I was if it wasn't for Michael Savage. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna pour it on. I don't do that for most guests. You deserve it.
You know, you mentioned something earlier that you're the only one who mentioned like my background in health, nutrition, vitamins, supplements. You know, going back to the 1970s, Alex, I don't want to take you off track from the politics.
No. In this short little segment, let's talk about your roots.
Here's a book from 1974 that was written before RFK Jr. was into the health world. I think he was still doing other stuff with his arm. You know, he was a man with the golden arm at that time, but he's since become a health guru. But this book, Bugs in the Peanut Butter, was a very popular children's book, and it was about, guess what? Taking the additives out of children's food, the colorings, the flavorings, etc. And it was an interesting book. I mean, didn't change very much. I tried to reach out to RFK when he was appointed by Donald Trump, and I think he's doing a great job. I never heard back from them because the thing is, I could help them with the alternative medicine world. They have nobody helping them with alternative medicine in the Maha movement that I know of, of any prominence. I'm talking about the nutrition, the herbal medicine, homeopathy. They need somebody who knows these modalities to guide the government to not crush these alternative. This is what I'm afraid of. Remember, under the Democrats, people don't know this. In the 1950s, vitamins were illegal, Alex. They were illegal. People were arrested for selling herbs in a pharmacy store, and they were terrified of the FDA. This was under the Democrats, and there was a period in time, I think, when Bill Clinton was president or Obama, they tried to, again, make supplements illegal in this country. Who was doing it? Not the Republicans, not the evil conservatives, but the progressives, the left, were trying to ban vitamins. Would you believe that? Well, you know it.
Well, I know it because you were the guy. I read your book like 30 years ago, but you wrote the first big book. That's what your doctorate is in plants and all that. Yeah. I mean, like, so it's not for people that are into this that know you never really talk about it. You're the guy that's credited as basically launching the whole revolution we live in now that, like you said, RFK surfed in on, which is great.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I like it. I would like to help him with an advisory panel, but look, Alex, I'm not part of the inner circle of this particular Trump administration. The last one, yes, I was on Air Force One with the president. We ate together. Love the guy. Met him at Mar-a-Lago since. But this whole new regime that's in power, God bless them, doing a great job. But I don't know them. They don't know me.
Well, they definitely need to. Yeah, Kennedy needs to go to the mountain. And because when it comes to, I mean, Savage is the guy that launched the whole modern health revolution.
Herbal book. This is my latest herbal book. It's the best we've ever done. It started with earth medicine, still in print after 50 years. I put my life into this in the year of 1970. Love the book. This I put 7 years of my life into. No one ever heard of it. It's only available on Kindle. It's actually all of the plants in Fiji that are used for healing. It's a work of great labor and of great genius, if I may say so. It's my PhD dissertation in a popular form, and you'll never believe this. This was the first book published by the United Nations. They took my PhD dissertation and turned it into a book under a different title, and I listed it. It can only be bought now on the Kindle. I made no money on this. I put 7 to 10 years into this book. It contains all of the secret healing plants, not only of Fiji, but of the tropical islands.
But the point is, tell us about your new book, because I'm not kissing your ass. I literally owe you so much of my own personal health and funding my operation. If you check the industry, people that don't know, Michael Savage is credited as launching the modern herbal health revolution in the early 70s. He is credited by everybody that knows of this whole giant system we've got that's helping so many people. Did you know what you were doing at the time, or why was it? How did you do it?
You know, it's a great question. Okay, so this is the latest book, and you want to sell it. I think it's a great book.
Yeah, we'll buy it from you. I'll get it from you.
The publisher, I don't make
I'll call him, yeah.
So why did I go in? What was I doing this for? To save the world? What the hell was I doing it for? What drove this boy from the Bronx and Queens to not go to law school, to not become a real estate hustler, to not do anything that I was supposed to do in my milieu, right? A businessman, a doctor, a lawyer, that kind of. What made me go to the islands of Tonga, 9,000 miles from home, or 6,000 miles from home, and sit and listen to folk healers who didn't speak a word of English, and I didn't speak a word of Tongan or of any of the dialects of Fijian, and sit there with translators and listen to them as they showed me their plants and pulled out little writings about what they had, about how their mothers taught them to heal. What was I trying to do? Do I know how God motivates us, Alex? Do we know what pushes us in our life when we are given a calling? Why are you on the media? What drove you here? Your father didn't do this, did he?
No.
He didn't do this. So something compelled you to go into broadcasting and be the...
I was definitely compelled because I saw what the globalists were doing, yeah.
Yeah, but there was something within you, though. You could have done it another way. You could have become a lawyer. You could have become a politician. But you didn't. You became a broadcaster, very successful. You put up with hell. The world has dropped a ton of bricks on your head many times, but you were pushed into this area. So I'm saying there are undercurrents in our subconscious, Alex, that go back generations, multi-generations, or perhaps not even to our own ancestry, maybe to the ancestry of the universe.
Wow.
That speaks to us and talks to us and pushes us down the river of our existence. I don't know how else to explain it.
No, that's beautifully said. It's beyond genetic memory. It's beyond ancestral memory. It's beyond epigenetics. Right. It is the group collective unconscious. I totally agree with that.
So you say, why did I do it? For one, I was always interested in healing. There was a lot of illness in the family, and we were always talking about health and illness and healing. No one was a doctor, but everybody always talked about illness and health. And I had a brother who was born sick, and he motivated me in many ways. And sometimes I think that I do a lot of this because I wanted to heal my poor brother. Who knows? You know, I saw a little boy who was helpless, and I couldn't do anything, and my mother cried, and he died in a home, a horrible death. So this traumatized me. It gave me PTSD. Like, why is the world unable to help my poor brother Jerome? Maybe I can do something. Maybe I can heal people like him. Who the hell knows what's out there in the world, weird world of herbal medicine, because I knew that the drugs of our world were good for infections, but they weren't good for the kind of thing he had. So where are these healing things? Well, they do exist in places, and many of them were not technological. They were early technology. They were called the technology of God, through the technology of the earth and through the plants and the animal products and the minerals that came up from our earth that we are all part of. And that's what I became fascinated by, Alex.
Incredible. MichaelSavage.com. Find him on X. Incredible. Best interview ever. I'm here to report to all of my fellow Americans and info warriors and lovers of liberty and freedom around the world about the current state of InfoWars. The deep state's been trying to take me off the air forever. It's come out in court that the CIA and FBI organized the lawsuits. They had corrupt judges find me guilty and then put on show trials, literally produced by HBO. I cannot continue on in this fight without you. They spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars a year continually suing me. We're able to counter every million they spend against us with just about $100,000. We need to raise conservatively $500,000 to win this fight. The Texas Appeals Court has signaled they're about to overturn their fake case here. I can tell you the Justice Department is now looking into this. So this is just like the Tyson and Fury story. People see us win a match, they see us become the champion, but then it comes back again and again and again. We get knocked down, we get back up, but this is a long, protracted battle. So for myself and my family, I'm firing the bat signal and humbly asking for your support now at defendalexjones.com. And it will take you to our Give, Send, Go page, and all the proceeds will go to my legal defense and my parents' legal defense. The ball's in your court. I humbly ask for your aid and comfort in this fight. Thank you so much.